This is TOS Television, your digital first Pan-African news network. I am Abigail Ukwade, and this is Africa Now. Normalcy is beginning to return to South Africa following days of protest for Jacob Zuma's imprisonment that turned to looting and arson, with cleanup operations underway in Guateng by some political organizations and citizen volunteers. According to the acting minister for the office of President Cyril Ramaphosa, troop numbers had doubled since Wednesday to 10,000, still fewer than the 25,000 defense minister requested for. The death toll has risen to 117, with a total of 2,203 arrests made so far, the acting minister says. Ethiopia's 3 regions untouched by the war in Tigray say they are deploying special troops to fight back with Tigray rebels and back military operations there. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed had on Wednesday guaranteed repelling attacks by the country's enemies after rebels recaptured major cities in southern Tigray, made advances toward Amhara region and launched a fresh offensive. According to official statements and state media reports, the reinforcements are coming from Ethiopia's largest region, Oromia, as well as Sidama region and southern nations, nationalities and peoples region. The United Nations Special Envoy for Libya has accused spoilers of trying to obstruct the electoral process towards the crucial elections that will be held in December to unify the divided North African nation. The Security Council had warned that any individual or group undermining the electoral process could face UN sanctions. Libya's transitional Prime Minister Abdulhamid Dbeibah, reiterating the government's commitment to the historic December 24th elections, says that at the end of the forefront of task ahead is to achieve the constitutional basis and the necessary electoral law as soon as possible. President Salva Kiir has been asked to speed up the allocation of funds to critical institutions within the transitional unity government to implement their mandate in order to consolidate peace in South Sudan. First Vice President Riek Machar, during a peace dialogue on Thursday, says each institution has a role to contribute to peace building. Failure of any one of them to contribute to peace building will affect the process of peace implementation. Now to coronavirus updates. Coronavirus-linked deaths in Africa rose by 43% in just over a week as infections from the Delta variant and hospital admissions have risen with shortages of oxygen and intensive care beds, the World Health Organization said on Thursday. WHO Africa, in its weekly briefing, says fatalities in the WHO Africa's region, which includes North Africa, climbed steeply to 6,273 in the week of July 5th to 11th, just a percentage point shy of its weekly peak recorded in January. Only 53 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine have been administered so far, and only 18 million Africans are fully vaccinated of the continent's population of 1.3 billion. This is your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. You are watching Africa Now. We move to business after the break. To stay tuned. Welcome back. In business, leaders of 23 African countries in a joint declaration on Thursday called for the first and largest ever $100 billion replenishment of the World Bank International Development Association after a summit meeting in Abidjan, Ivory Coast, hosted by President Alassane Ouattara of Côte d'Ivoire. IDA, one of the largest sources of funding for fighting extreme poverty in the world's lowest income countries, in April, launched an early replenishment cycle after massive assistance paid out to help countries deal with the COVID-19 pandemic drew down IDA resources. Africa is IDA's biggest beneficiary with 39 countries. Nigeria's inflation rate plunged further to 17.75% in the month of June of 2021 from 17.93% recorded in May. According to the latest Consumer Price Index report released by the National Bureau of Statistics, this represents the third consecutive decline in headline inflation. According to data from Paxful and local bitcoins, Nigeria traded $38 million worth of bitcoin transactions for the month of June. The Central Bank of Nigeria banned financial institutions from honoring cryptocurrency-related services in February. Although bitcoin transaction volumes declined in most continents by almost 50%, Africa is the exception. And now away from business. The Nigeria Senate on Thursday passed the Harmonized Petroleum Industry Bill, which was produced by a conference committee of the House of Representatives and the Senate. The reconciled bill included sending a 3% share of the annual operating expenditure of all oil companies to communities where petroleum is produced. The House had approved a 5% share, and the difference was a key sticking point in the reconciliation process. Despite the human rights group report on Thursday accusing Libyan coast guards of subjecting migrants held in Libyan detention camps to horrific sexual violence, Italian lawmakers approved renewed funding to train the Libyan Coast Guard. The Libyan Coast Guard had recently fired at a migrant boat in the Mediterranean, which could have risked overturning the vessel. Amnesty International in its report had called on the European nations to suspend their cooperation with Libya on migration and border control. And that is it on Africa Now. For more updates, to visit our website at www.TOSTVNetwork.com. Follow us and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. To stay with us and enjoy more programs on TOS Television Network. I am Abigail Ukwade. Thanks for watching.